And time for Dr. Joe Congini from Akron Children's Hospital. Good morning, Dr. Joe. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, Gene. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So what do you want to talk to us about today?
Well, everybody in sports medicine is talking about this great young player, local player, kid from Medina, had a significant injury on the weekend that people are talking about, and it ended his season, and because he's done with eligibility, it ended his career in college. He'll probably play pro football, but a lot of people kind of scratching their head. How do you know right off the bat that it's a season-ending injury? You know, a lot of people say, "Oh my gosh, don't you need a evaluation with an MRI or a CAT scan or a concussion evaluation on Monday or something?" But there are a few injuries that you can tell clinically right on the field, and the doctors and the coaches made the announcement actually before the game was over that it was the end of his career. And so that type of injury that we see a lot, even in high school, Gene, is an injury to the lower leg just above the ankle where there's a bad twisting injury. It acts kind of like what's called a high sprain, but what happens a lot of the time is the ligaments tear, but then the bone breaks too, and the bone then needs to be fixed, and it takes about 3 to 4 months for the bone to heal in most cases. Sometimes if it's complex, a little bit more. Fixing it is kind of like putting a puzzle together. And I looked at several views of it last night and listened to some experts on it, and he's going to fit in that category. And so it's a bad loss for a local kid, and we feel bad for him. But from everything I've heard, such a good young man. He's had such a roller coaster ride in his career. I mean, many people were saying, you know, a year ago he went to the national semifinals, and he was going to be a top 10 draft pick and all this. He stayed loyal to Medina High School when he was there. He stayed loyal to Penn State and played one more year this year. 4 or 5 weeks ago, they were ranked number 2 in the country, Penn State, to Ohio State. And then they lost a few games. Now they have a significant injury. Sports is just so tough. It's such a roller coaster ride of ups and downs. Now people are talking about how he probably will drop quite a bit in the draft and whatever else after this injury and after, this part of his career. I don't want to get into any of that speculation. Really, what I most want to do today is just as a tribute to a local kid who, by all accounts, everybody I talked to and everything I read, he did everything right. His teammates loved him. And in sports, team is everything. And so I just wanted to say today, we're hoping and praying for successful healing and recovery. We wish him the best. Northeast Ohio sports medicine world is rooting for this young kid by the name of Drew Aller.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning talking about that. I mean, it must just be devastating to get that kind of injury, and bouncing back from it must just take a really long time, I would imagine.
It does. I mean, and it's variable, but it's months of time, which there's then not enough time to get back this year. And having it in your last year, of course, where you want to kind of go out on a high note. But there's a lot of ups and downs in life, too, and sports teaches a lot of lessons, and this is really a good young man, and so I really wanted this to be more kind of a tribute to him. And for people to understand the injury, a lot of people really scratching their head about, gosh, how did they know right away on the field that this was the end of the year? Well, when you go out there and you see that lower leg and ankle is twisted the way it is with this ligament injury and fracture, we're pretty sure, and I've been through this quite a bit, that the season's over.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on with us again this morning, Dr. Joe Congini, sports medicine with Akron Children's Hospital.